Well, hello. So what this video is going to be all about, based on the title, and you clicked on it, so you kind of have an idea. But it's going to be about 5 ideas that I have, or suggestions, I should say. Man, I'm screwing up. 5 suggestions that I have for CG that could possibly make this game a little bit better. It's just minor things. I'm not trying to come up with like major game overhauls, like, oh, you should do this game mode, invent this game mode, blah 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 blah. No, it's nothing like that. It's just small scale stuff. It's like, some of them are even things that they've done in the past, and I'm just coming up with an idea of how they could have, or even still could do it better. I wouldn't think it's going to take too much effort either. I don't know anything about coding and programming and all that, so maybe I'm way off, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it's probably not that much of a big deal, that they could just tweak it a tiny bit and just make it that much better. I do have a list of 5 things. They're not really in any particular order. I'd just say maybe like the top 2 that I'm going to say. So number 1 and number 2, maybe those are kind of in order, but like 5, 4, and 3, they're just, they're all equal. So let's get into it.
Number 5.
All right, so for number 5, I have, I think what they should try to do is come up with separate servers for people who are free to play versus people who are whale/kraken. Because, wow, as a free to play player, I don't feel like, that's actually impressive. This is kind of going against what I'm about to say. But for the most part, as a free-to-play player, I feel like I will never be able to be in the top 50. I mean, for the most part, look at the top 50. Ray, Vader team, which threw me off. Ray, Kylo and Mast. Ray, Kylo and Mast. Noticing tons of Ray and Kylo. Oh, we got this one gas squad. But, you know, what do they have in common? Oh, and there's a Ray in it. Go figure. But yeah, the whole point, though, that I'm trying to get at is it's all Galactic Legends. Except for that that Vader team. By the way, it's all Galactic Legends. You have Ray. Nope, you're just a regular Gas team. But even then, Gas is kind of like meta. I still don't have him. Gas has been out for almost a year now. I still don't have him. And it's just like, for me, I feel like I try the best I can, but it's just frustrating that I know I'll never be able to be in the top 50. Or even top 100, really. Just because I don't put money in. So these people that are in the top, obviously they put tons of money into the game, and so this is why they are where they're at. I mean, to a certain degree, if you want to think about it, it's kind of like they cheated to get where they're at, relatively speaking. You know what I mean? Like, I play the game for real. I put in the time and the effort, and you know what I mean? Where these people are just, oh, they got a new character out. Here you go, here's $500. I got the character now. You know what I mean? It's like, it's different. We're on different playing levels. So I I do feel like that's something they should do, is come up with separate servers. Obviously, at first, you're not going to know who's going to be a whale and stuff, but like, I've been playing the game for 5 years and haven't put a single dollar into the game. So like, you know, they should be able to have a pretty good idea that I'm not a whale or kraken. So I could go into one of those servers that doesn't have whales or krakens. And at least then it would give me a better chance at making it to the top. You know, I've never been able to be at the top because no matter what the meta was, I never had it. You know, because basically all the meta, except for when what the heck, Sith Triumvirate, what's her name, Traya. Except for when Traya was meta, that's not really something you could buy. But that's more a guild effort. But still, you're probably in a guild that is a whale/kraken guild, so you guys had a much better chance of getting Traya unlocked before everyone else. So, you know, so that's just one thing that I have thought about for a long time. Maybe it would make it better for us. And then, like, the ones that do pay, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like I said, how it's not cheating, but it's like they look like they're superior to us, but it's like, yeah, but it's different rules. I didn't put money in, they did. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, it just doesn't feel fair that I should be grouped in and ranked against people like that. That's not fair. We have different play styles. So that's the first thing. Well, not the first thing. One of the things that I think they should change. So could be number 5, you know.
Number 4.
For the next one, what I was thinking is they need to expand challenges. Don't do anything crazy. Like they've been way too like heavily mindset on the Krakens and the whales. So, you know, they come up with like the challenge tiers. Like, for example, in here, the challenge tiers, and it's like, look at these requirements. Relic. This challenge tier 3, I'm pretty sure, is like relic 7s they want you to have. So that's what they've been doing, and it's kind of frustrating. But these challenges, I mean, the rewards are trash at this point in the game. And when I did these before, this was during the time when like gear 11 was the highest gear. Like now you got relics. I mean, you got gear 13 and relics, which is almost like gear 14. So that's a while back. Like, you know, this isn't doing anything anymore. I feel like they should come up with like another tier or 2. Just that way then you can get better prizes. And, you know, most of this I don't need anymore. Really, the only thing I can think of that... Like, look, this is all junk. This doesn't do anything for me. How many of these do I have? Yeah. The only one that actually does anything for me still is right here. This. It's the only one that does anything for me. Otherwise, everything else is junk that I don't care about. So I feel like they should expand their prize tiers. Make like maybe go up to like tier 7, say, and make it so these you basically needed gear 11 to beat. So then make tier 6 gear 12, and then tier 7 would be like some relics or whatever. Not relics, too crazy. Like, don't go hardcore. Like, oh, you need relic 5, but maybe like relic 3. You know, just so it's relic, and make the prizes accordingly. So, you know, you gotta have relic characters, but you get that good, you know, gear 13 type gear. I don't know, it's just an idea. It would make it better. I mean, these are pointless. Now, the only reason I really even do them anymore is because it's part of the dailies. Otherwise, I don't need anything that I get, like I said, other than in here. It's the only one that offers me something that I need. Right here, that's it. Nothing else does me any good.
Number 3.
Alright, for number 3, this is kind of one that I've been thinking about because it's very annoying. So, like, if you go into, say, here, let's just look at this. This node right here has Barris. Now, obviously, I don't need her. She's maxed, blah, blah, blah. But what they do is they make it so the drops suck. You could, say you were trying to farm Barris, you could do this, and, I mean, yeah, I got the first one. Let's try a different node, just so the story makes more sense. Say right here. You could try this, say you're trying to work on this Java, and you might get 0 drops. Well, you really only have 5 spins for the day anyways. Yeah, you can refresh it with gems, but if you just do what they give you as your baseline, like I do, and you do all 5, and you get 0 drops, like, that's just annoying. Like, this is gonna take forever if you got just 5 a day as it was. Never mind, oh, I got 0 today, that's great, 0 shards. So, I think what they should do is change it so that you get guaranteed drops. If there's a character shard there, you get guaranteed drops. You do all 5, you get the 5 drops. I mean the 5 shards. At the end of the day, what difference does it make anyways? You go in here, look at all these characters that they happily give you 5 shards for. You go in here, technically you could get 15 of these characters per day if you time it right and go with the like login refresh, not the login refresh, but like the bonus energy times and stuff. You know, you could get 15 shards of these characters in a day. So I don't think, you know, whoever you're farming in here, it really matters if you get only 5. And at least it would make you feel better that you get the 5 shards. Because like in here, right now I'm trying to work on Grief Karga and that ship. I'm also working on Mando, and I'm working on her, Nest. And it's like, it's taking forever. Look, I'm at 22. And I think today I got 1 shard. Why can't I just get all 5? You can't give me 5? The best you can do is 1? Like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of stupid. So I think that's one thing they should change too, is make it so that the drops are way better, especially for like the hard modes and stuff, you know what I mean? It's gonna take forever to get a character to 7 stars free to play as it is. You know what I mean? If we did 5 shards a day, total you need 330. So 330 divided by 5 is a lot of days. I don't know offhand. What is that? 60 something days? 5 times 6 is 30. Then you'd have 30. Yeah, 66 days. It's actually not that bad. It's only 2 months. It always feels like it's longer. Still, though, I mean, 2 months for farming every single day, that is a little bit of time, especially when you got the whales and krakens that go and buy the character in a matter of 15 minutes. Like, you know. So at this, point still stands, I'd say.
Number 2.
All right, for the next one, now we're kind of getting into that area where I said 2 and 1 matter. So number 2 is, I think they got to get rid of countdown timers. I don't know why we have countdown timers. It seems stupid, and it's annoying. And when you really stop and break it down, like something like this, how there's 5 challenges, and they have 10 seconds in between each time, that's 50 seconds wasted in this game, doing nothing, just waiting on a stupid timer. Now, it might seem insignificant, but when you add it up how I play this game every day, 365 days times, it's not 50 seconds every day. Actually, no, it is 50 seconds every day. Times 50 seconds. That's almost, relatively speaking, 365 minutes in a year wasted. How many hours is that? 6 hours? That's 6 hours of time playing this game, just waiting on a stupid countdown timer to expire. Now, this is one of the ones that I said they actually have changed, because it used to be 10-minute timers, then it went to 2-minute timers, now it's 10-second timers. And it's like, just get rid of the timer. What do we have the timer for? This number 2 part, I actually have a lot that I'm going to kind of clump together. So there's the timers need to go away. Then additionally, I think Squad Arena needs to not have any restrictions either. Like, you have 5 battles a day unless you refresh with your crystals, and there's the 10-minute cooldown in between. And I think there's no point for either one of that. This should just be unlimited. Unlimited battles, no cooldown timers. Like, this should be an area that you can just go hard and theory craft and all that. I don't know why there's restrictions. Maybe when the game first came out it made sense, but now at this point I feel like, nah, that's dumb. They need to get rid of that. No restrictions on Squad Arena at all. Oh, and another thing that they need is, I feel like they need, so they have multi-sim. They've added multi-sim in a lot of areas, like here, and they've done it here, like right up in that corner. But the problem is it only does one at a time, like one spin, if you will, per each. So like I multi-sim, it'll do one of each of these, and then I gotta wait the 10 seconds. Then I can multi-sim again, one of each, wait the 10 seconds. So I think what they need is a multi-sim that legit does everything. So these 3 back here, you get 5 spins a day, so it boom, bangs out all 5. And these you get 3, it boom, bangs out all 3. So you get all, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 24 spins in one shot. Boom, multi-spin, every single one done in one shot. Same as in here. I only have 51 Alliance credits right now, but sometimes I get up to like 5,000. And I'll just buy them and blah, blah, blah. But they need to have a multi-sim. Like, do you want to spend all your credits and buy as many packs as you can? Yes. Boom, boom, done. And not waste time individually buying one at a time. Like, that's just dumb. Especially at this point in the game. The game's been around for 5 years. How is this still a thing that you have to do one at a time? You know what I mean? The only area that's truly, like, got it down pat is right here. It's the only area. This multi-sim is perfect in Galactic War. You multi-sim it, boom, done. You get your prizes, boom, done. So they just gotta tighten it up everywhere else.
Number 1.
All right, now for the number 1 thing I think they should update, if they don't want to do any of the other stuff, is this. Let me find a example right here. They need to make it so that characters that aren't 7-star can go to gear 12. See? I can't put this on him because he's not 7-star. I can't put this on him because he's not 7-star. See, basically what the thing has been all along is characters that weren't 7-star were only able to get as high as the second highest gear tier. So when Gear 12 was the highest tier, Gear 11 was the stopping point for non-7-star characters. But now we have Gear 13, so Gear 12 should be the new barrier for non-7-star characters. And technically, if you really want to get into it, relics make it so that way then it's like there's Gear 14. You can look at that in a couple ways. One, relics really do beef up characters ridiculously, a lot more than regular gears do. So it's almost like you have Gear 13, and then once you start relicking them, that's Gear 14 right off the bat. But two, it only takes 6 pieces to get a character up to the next gear tier. And relics have 7 tiers. So technically, you could say Relic 7 is basically Gear 14, if you want to look at it that way. In either case, you can argue, or not either case, I should say, there's a bunch of different ways that you can argue that there are 14 gears. So you could actually argue that a non-7-star character should at least be able to make it to Gear 13. No relics, you can't relic them until they're 7-star, but you could argue that they should at least be able to go to Gear 13. I'm not going to go that far. I'll settle for Gear 12, but I'm just saying, I mean, relatively speaking, just hitting Gear 13 and no relics for a non-7-star character isn't really too out of line. But like I said, at least let them at least go to Gear 12. Like, it's just kind of dumb. Like, you know, they're not following their trend like they've been all along. Like when Gear 11 was the highest gear tier, you could only go to Gear 10 if you weren't 7-star. Gear 12 came out, they boosted it to Gear 11. Now Gear 13 / relatively speaking Gear 14 comes out, and they're still stuck at Gear 11. The only character that you've been able to do that on, which I can't really prove because he's not there yet, but was General Hux. General Hux has been able to get to Gear 12 without being 7-star. I can't try to test that out, though, because, well, A, my guy is 7-star, so of course he'll go to Gear 12. And B, well, I'm nowhere near that yet. I'm still only Gear 8, so... But I've heard that that's the case with Hux. Now, I don't know if... Actually, nobody really knows if that's on purpose or if that was kind of like a bug. And CG just decided, whatever, we'll let it slide. Because I don't think they ever fixed it. Like, I'm pretty sure it's still a thing. So, I don't know what's so special about Hux. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe it's a bug and it only works on him. But otherwise, everyone else can't do it. You get to Gear 11 and then that's it, unless you're 7-star. So I think they really need to open that up to allow non-7-star characters to hit Gear 12. I mean, relatively speaking, anyways, they'd still be weak. Imagine, like, look at Mon Mothma. If she was Gear 12, she's only 10,000 power now. She's 3-star. If she got to Gear 12, even with her double zetas, she'd probably only be at like 18,000 power total. It's her stars that'll really boost her up and get her to like 30,000 in the end. Or so. Let's see, what's a Gear 12 double zeta character? 24,000 then. Whatever. But yeah, so, I don't know. That's the biggest one, though, I'd say. Out of any of them. That's why it's intentionally number 1.
Honorable mentions.
One last thing, I think. This isn't really part of the list. It's just a generalistic ideas. I feel like they need to keep free-to-play players in mind. When this game first came out, it was very free-to-play centric. And over time, it's just kind of fallen off. They've become so infatuated with the whales and the krakens, and I get it. Like, that's where they're making their money, and every company wants to make money. No company wants to be broke. But at the same time, it's like, that option to pay money, real money in the game has always been there. And, you know, you still used to keep the free-to-play players in mind. And, like, I don't know, it just, why am I struggling? It just made a better gaming experience during those days. Like, you always felt like whatever was the challenge, you could get there relatively quickly. Like, I remember when I was farming Papa Pal, my rebels weren't beefy enough, and I remember I had to work on Luke. I didn't want to work on Luke Farm Boy because he basically sucks. I knew it then, never mind nowadays. But I thought, well, if I beef him up, get him to gear 11, maybe that'll be the trick. And it was the trick. I got him beefed up, and I got Papa Palp, and it was cool. But, like, now the characters, every time they come out with a new character, it's like their list of requirements is just getting dumber and dumber and dumber. Like, Jedi Knight Luke, they want you to have Wampa and Hermit Yoda, both to Relic 3, I think. Like, that's a lot of work just to get those characters to 7-star. Then I gotta relic them as well. That's a lot of work, too. Like, if I ever get Jedi Knight Luke, it's not gonna be for a long time. And that's what I don't like. Like, before, an event used to come out, and I never had the requirements, but I knew, okay, next time it comes around, I'll have the requirements met, and I can get this character. Now it's like, I don't know when I'll get Jedi Knight Luke. I don't even have Wampa in general. I gotta unlock him, then I gotta get him to 7-star, then I gotta relic him. I mean, we're looking at probably a year and a half, 2 years before I can even try to actually get Jedi Knight Luke. And then they get the Galactic Legends, same thing. They have all kinds of ridiculous requirements. Beef everyone up to deep relics. You know, they usually have 3 characters that need to be Relic 7, 3 that need to be Relic 5, and then the rest are like Relic 3. And it's always, they throw in obscure characters like for Rey, you know, Rose Tico and Holdo. Nobody uses Holdo or Rose Tico. So now everybody that has a Rey has a beefed up Rose Tico and a Holdo. For what? You're never going to use them again other than to get Rey. So now you have 2 garbage characters that you put tons of good resources into for nothing. And, you know, like, they gotta keep that free-to-play mindset in mind. That's how they started, and that's where they need to stay. Not worry about the Krakens. They kind of just do like in every other. Yeah, obviously, like I said, they want to focus on the Krakens. That's where they get their money from. But kind of like switch it up. Be like, okay, we'll do a Kraken thing, and then we'll do a free-to-play thing. We'll do a Kraken thing, we'll do a free-to-play thing. And kind of make it just more fair. Like, even these challenges. Like this one, I'm probably going to lose. I don't know how. I keep losing all the time on it. I don't know how I ever 1-starred it. I never can do it again. I don't remember what team I used. But, like, even this is ridiculous. This is only Challenge Tier 1, and I can't even do it. Like, come on. Maybe keep, like, Challenge Tier 3 for the Krakens and make level 1 and 2, like, free-to-play capable. And then Challenge Tier 3 is, here you go, Krakens. This is basically a round just for you, because you're the only ones that are going to be beefed up enough to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just something. Just keep that free-to-play mindset in mind. That's how the game started. That's what people came to you for in the beginning. Nobody was like, I'm looking for a game where I can spend hundreds per week on. Oh, this looks like a good choice. No. All of us long-time players, even new players, we started playing this game just because we're like, ooh, a Star Wars game. This looks cool. And we saw it was free-to-play. It wasn't, you know, it's freemium. So just, that's the last thing. Like, it's not really one of the suggestions. It's just kind of something that's in the back of my mind. Like, just keep that in mind, you know. Keep it in mind to be free to play, not just only worry about the money. I get it. I understand why they do worry about the money. Like I said, every company wants to make money. Nobody starts a business with the idea of, maybe we won't make any income. That'd be cool. You know, but just come on. You're a mobile game. Like, a mobile game shouldn't be this intense where you, in order to get ahead, you have to, you know, spend thousands on it. But that's dumb. Can't believe I actually won it. I 2-starred it now. That's cool. Oh, speaking of 2-starring, man, this is kind of random. This is actually another thing. This is almost like number 6. Oh well, we're putting it in at the end. You see how all these are 3-star? They need to come up with an option to sim it. I should be able to sim that. I should be able to sim that one. Number 2, bonus tier, I should be able to sim. Mythic tier, I should be able to sim. There's no reason why I have to do each entire battle over again. If I 3-starred it, then just let me sim it. Same thing applies for, like, let's see if they have one coming up. Yeah, like this. You can sim each round, but they gotta make it so that way then there's just a sim overall button. So you just hit the multi-sim, boom, and you're done. Kind of like in Galactic War. Why do I have to go into each tier and be like, yeah, I want to sim this one, I want to sim this one, I want to sim this one. Just let me sim the whole thing as a whole, you know? But yeah, that's something I forgot about. This. Let us sim this. Like, this is ridiculous. You know how much time I spent today just doing these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiers? I probably spent like half hour to a full hour total just doing this because the challenge tier I retried like 4 times, and this time I got it, which is cool because I was recording, so it's surprising that I won. But yeah, it's just pointless. I shouldn't have had to do that. These first 4 I should have been able to just sim. So that's another thing we could add on the list. I guess that kind of makes it 6, but oh well. I think that's about it though. This is just something I've been thinking about for a while. I've made a list, and yeah, that's just the suggestions that I think that CG should try to incorporate that would make the game just that much more polished and that much more tighter and that much smidge better, you know? At the end of the day, like I said, it's nothing big. I'm not saying, oh yeah, you should put in a game mode that's like this and you should do this and blah blah blah. No, just little things that just need to be polished up, and then boom, they'll be nice and sexy. So if you agree, let me know down in the comments. Or if there's anything else that you've been thinking of that you find annoying, leave a comment, talk about it. That'd be cool. Hear what other people find annoying or think should be fine-tuned. Also, if you agree with most of what I said, drop a like for me. And check out some of my other videos, see if you kind of like what I'm all about, and if you do, why not subscribe? It's free for you, easy for you, and makes me feel good and happy, and like this isn't just a waste of my time. So, thanks! And until the next video, by now you should already know, I said see ya.